I recently strapped myself in for a wild ride with the Darkness Rollercoaster, an action-packed fusion of rollercoaster thrills and first-person shooter mayhem. This isn't just your typical theme park experience. Imagine racing through eerie, monster-filled landscapes with a blaster in hand, all while dodging obstacles on twisting, turning rails. I've been testing the limits of my reflexes and aim on the PSVR2, diving headfirst into its high-speed, horror-filled rails. So what's the buzz? There's been a lot of chatter about whether this mashup of rollercoaster and shooter gameplay can live up to the hype now it's finally out in the wild from its port from PSVR. As a long-time reviewer and critic in the gaming world, I'm here to break down every thrill, chill, and adrenaline rush in Darkness Rollercoaster. Does it bring that nail-biting intensity we crave? Is the thrill factor high enough to keep you on the edge of your seat? And most importantly, will it leave you grinning or grimacing? Strap in and join me as I take you on my journey through the chaotic dark world of Darkness Rollercoaster. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Right off the bat, I've got to say that the graphical leap from PSVR to PSVR2 in Darkness Rollercoaster isn't exactly jaw-dropping. In fact, it's more like a stumble. The visuals come across as disappointingly blurry, especially for what we've come to expect from the PSVR2's capabilities. The graphical assets themselves feel pretty bare bones, with a simplistic design that doesn't do much to elevate the immersion. But here's the thing, even with these visual shortcomings, the game has this quirky charm that's hard to ignore. For its price, it's actually a surprisingly fun little romp, like a silly B-movie you can't help but enjoy. While the graphics might not be winning any awards, the level design genuinely took me by surprise. There's a spooky, twisted vibe woven into each setting, and the lighting does a lot of the heavy lifting to bring that eerie atmosphere to life. Imagine stepping into a Halloween fever dream where vibrant lights cut through the darkness in strange, unexpected, casting shadows that keep you on the edge. The environments felt alive in that horror ride sort of way, with just the right amount of creepy charm. I couldn't help but be impressed about how much these details pulled me into the experience, adding a haunting flavour that made each level worth exploring. One thing that kept the game feeling fresh was the variety of game modes on offer. It's more than just a rollercoaster shooter, there's a bit of everything thrown into the mix. You've got a Beat Saber style rhythm mode, which, let's be honest, is a bit of a cheeky knockoff, but still adds a fun change of pace. Then there's a speedster level where you're tilting and weaving to dodge obstacles, pushing those reflexes to the limit. While none of these modes are groundbreaking on their own, they do manage to add a good bit of extra content. It's like a little buffet of quirky VR challenges that keep things from going stale too quickly. If you're hoping for deep character progression or skill building, Darkness Rollercoaster might leave you wanting more. The game sticks pretty closely to a linear experience where it's all about the ride from start to finish rather than leveling up or customizing your character along the way. Sure, I did unlock a new weapon, a staff apparently, but after a bit of head scratching, I couldn't really figure out how to equip it. So in the end, I just shrugged off and moved on. And honestly, I didn't feel like I was missing out on much. It's a bit of a shame, as some form of tangible progression could have added a welcome layer of depth, but the game seems more focused on delivering a pure, straightforward experience, and there's nothing wrong with that. If the price tag had been any higher, I'd be calling this out as a bit of a cash grab, but credit where it's due. The developers have priced Darkness Rollercoaster just right. For what you pay, it's a laugh-filled experience that knows exactly what it is. Light-hearted, accessible fun. In fact, it feels like an ideal pick for newcomers to VR or younger players wanting a spooky thrill without anything too intense. With all that in mind, I'm going to give it a solid 3.5 out of 5. It may not be a game changer, but it definitely surprised me in the best way, nudging it into the give it a go category. Just remember to keep expectations in check and you'll be in for a roller coaster of laughs.